What is one training camp battle you're really excited to see in training camp? You're not going to be able to be there, but you'll
Mhm.
be able to hear the stories, and there's going to be videos, obviously. What is something that you're really looking forward to?
Wow. I think I could self promote right now, but I won't do that. Well, if you want to, I got an article out there right now on Yard Barker, but I want to do one of the ones I picked for the offense, and it's got to be the right guard position. That is going to be one of the biggest battles in camp because people, and we know the presumptive starter is going to be Big V, but you did bring in a guy like a Graham Glasgow to fight for a position on the offensive line. Plus, he can play guard and center. So you look at him, we know Big V can play guard and tackle, but it's one of those things where I'm like, who is going to win that position for that starting right guard? I hope I hope it's Big V because
Yeah.
I think that he's a nastier run blocker
Hmm.
than Graham Glasgow. But Graham Glasgow's got something to prove as well, coming off those injuries. What they had to say about his poor performances out there in Denver after the ankle injury. So, he's got something to prove coming back to Detroit. He came back to Detroit to play with his friends, but he also came back to Detroit to seek a winning a starting position on this offensive line. So that's the right guard position on the offensive side of the ball. I'm loving that competition, but because you cannot glean anything from the line battles in mini cap and OTAs because there's no contact, so there's not really a battle to have because you can't put the pads on.
I'm really looking forward to the secondary battle, and I'm just saying secondary because there's a lot of mixture of players here. Really excited to see what's going to happen with Will Harris. There is a specific
Mm-hmm.
undrafted free agent rookie, and you and
Mm-hmm.
I agree on this. Things going to beat him, and he is not going to make the team. Being Will Harris, drafted player will. And this secondary
Mm-hmm.
is going to be really good from top to bottom. I think it's going to be one of the best units in the NFL. The safety position, Tracy Walker, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, CJ Gardner Johnson. My God, those are that's ridiculous. Then you
Right.
look at the cornerback, you could put CJ Gardner Johnson there, Jerry Jacobs, Cameron Sutton, Emmanuel Mosley. I am really excited to see that up
Mm-hmm.
close and personal. And
Yeah.
will the undrafted guy beat Will Harris?
You look
Will
at the.
it
I
end?
think he can. I think the one thing that made the way in for Will Harris may be special teams if he can produce on special teams. But Starling Thomas, the fifth, is an absolute stud. He's been making you look at Dan Campbell's been gushing about him, saying how he popped on tape, called him one of the most improved. He's leaning on guys like Cam Sutton to up his game. And the guy runs a 4.37. The kid is absolutely blazing fast. And what people don't really, if you look at his college tape, his senior season at UAB, he had 15 pass breakups. 15. That's a ridiculous amount of pass. But he didn't have a lot of interceptions. His interceptions numbers weren't great, but he always found a neck to be around the ball and to break it up. So I'm looking at him. He had that nice interception in camp of Sutfeld. He's a guy who's making a name for himself, and he may join Jerry Jacobs as another undrafted free agent to make the Lions secondary.
I'm real excited to see that. It's going to be really fun. We got Paul Schultz here says hashtag Lions. How many touchdowns and yards for Gibbs? We'll do all purpose yards because I don't really consider him a running back. He's just more of an offensive weapon here. I'd say 1,200 yards with maybe 6 touchdowns. What do you think about for Jahmyr Gibbs?
I was looking at around 14 and I give him a little bit of bump because of the first 6 games we won't have Jameson Williams, but I hope that changes. The league is just doing it's. I don't know, something's in the tea leaves right now, and I hate to get off topic, but you see this big training that the NFL came out with today with all these placards and all the gambling and the reiterating the policy. Something's in the tea leaves. I think that they may be looking at down the line where it may be either a rescission or being rescinded or at least being adjusted. Because if it's so big of a problem that they have to do a whole training around the whole league, something's amiss on the policy being handed out correctly, or everything being known in the policy. But I give him 1,400 yards because of the fact that I gave him a 200-yard bump just in case Jameson Williams is not there. Then if he is there, then I would say 1,200. Maybe you look at maybe 800 on the ground, 400 in the air, and I would say closer to 9 to 10 touchdowns.
Ooh, yeah, I real excited to see what he does. I think he's going to do so good this year, and it's going to help the Lions offense out. Hashtag F them all. It's easy to be average. Can this team get better every year because everyone else is trying to be facts? Yeah, this is going to be better this year. I agree. It's going in an upward trajectory. They're going to be good this year. Admin Washington, what up, Doe? Boss up, and flagrantly foul like button. It's free. Hashtag brand new Detroit Lions. Make sure you hit that like button just like he said, or a red flag will be thrown. Hashtag FGB from Devin Davis. Any news on Chase Young trade? Absolutely none. We don't know even when the compensation would be or if he's on the trade block. So nothing as of now, all speculation. Michael Brevoort, hashtag Lions defense had 39 sacks last season. How many this year? What do you think they'll get in sacks?
I answered this week before last on Detroit Lions News. I was over there with my man John Macaroon, you know what I'm saying, over there from SI, SI Family All Nation.
That was my favorite.
I said 60. I said 60 for this defense this year. It's because of the fact that you're gonna get a few guys that are gonna have double digits, and you're gonna have some guys that are gonna be sniffing it. If you look at what Philly did last year with like 70, I don't think we get 70, but I think we can get 60. Okay. That's 21 more. I think we can do that.
That would be really nice, and that means that defense went up a notch for sure in the winning league in stats and everything. Hashtag F Chase Young, another physical liability. The hashtag F, yes, is always work. Yes, he is. You know, he's an injured player, and that draft really sucked, by the way. Didn't pan out so well for a lot of teams over there. Hashtag smash the hole. Is Chase Lucas going to make the 53-man roster? 53-man roster, or is he going to get cut? I'm going to say he gets CUT. I think he gets cut. Thoughts on that one? The Ant-Man who just joined us.
Hey, guys. How we doing? We both good today?
Yeah.
Excellent. Sorry, what was the question, Mike? I've only just come in.
Everybody make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Roar of the Lions UK. That is Ant-Man on there and his crew, his team. Very good content. Absolutely love it. Do you think Chase Lucas makes the 53-man roster?
No, I don't. And very reluctantly so. I just think we've got a hell of a lot of competition in the secondary this year, and I think there's going to be a sort of a lot of guys in the food chain above him, your Jerry Jacobs types. I'd even be looking at guys like Starlin Thomas, etc., getting in on there because they will serve a purpose in the long term. And it's a shame because Chase is a little bit of an older prospect, and he's not really had that much of a look in. And you know, I would hope we get him through to the practice squad. I hope we can with these guys, but for me, I don't think he does. But that's not a bad thing. I like having these depth sort of issues for corner positions after years of having none at all.
I agree. Huggy Bear, hashtag. Who has many more yards this season, Laporta or Hawkinson? Who do you think has more yards, Curt?
Nah, I got to say Hawk.
Yep.
Hawk's going to have more yards. Yeah,
he's going to be a main focal point over there for the Vikings.
He is.
We're different offense here. He's not going to be a main because we had so many other weapons. Sup, Mike and crew. What is up going on there, Dragon Fan TM? Hashtag loving the Lions. It's been a long time since we've had to cut good players. Isn't that nice, Curt, that we get to cut good players? Something we're not used to.
It is absolutely wonderful. If you look at the Lions' talent and depth, it's going to be so much harder to make the Lions this year. If you look at what they built and what they brought in free agency and the guys that are kept, some of the guys that are bubble players that have been bubble players for a couple of years, been able to stick around, they're not going to be able to stick around this year.
Don't you like that there, Ant-Man, the idea that we're going to be cutting good players because this roster is good?
Yeah, I prefer this to already knowing what the 53-man roster is in like May we have in the last few years. We've kind of guessed all but maybe one or two spots right on the edge, what's going on. But this year it's genuinely tough. And as I was sort of commenting earlier while I was in the chat, I think outside of the offensive line, there's genuine positional battles throughout this entire team. Like everywhere is got a lot of depth, and there are a lot of players who we are going to hate to not have here. But it's such a wonderful problem to have. Like I was listening to Curt was saying, this competition breeds competitiveness. Competitiveness breeds higher standards. And if you make this team, you've got to put forward a hell of a case to do so. That's going to make us better as a side. So, yeah, I love having these problems. But I'm going to be upset when some of these guys go. But, again, I'd rather that than be upset that we know what the roster is 3 months in advance.
We got Galactus's Harold. Silver Surfer says, Aurora Lines UK, great group of seriously prepared Lions fan. Please say hi to the Brits. Make sure you say hi to the Brit right there. We appreciate you, Harold from Galactus. Just make sure.
Jason Statham Jr. That's who that is. Jason Statham Jr. in the building, man. Look at that beard. It's fantabulous.
It is. But it's a sad beard today. We got beaten by the Aussies in the cricket, and it really hurt us. So, British pride has been hurt today.
Devin Davis, #F Karen Rodgers, win or lose, Lions are going to be the most exciting team to watch. Yeah, they are. I think they are going to be the most exciting team. And I seen something, I don't know where it was at, but it said, is the Detroit Lions the new Dallas Cowboys, America's team? What is your thoughts on that, Curt?
Oh, sorry.
God, I hope not.
I think that we are America's team. I think a lot of people are rooting for us.
And that moniker was kind of given to them because another team turned it down. I don't want to be the obnoxious fan base that is like the Dallas Cowboys fan base is.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I had a Dallas fan. So I'm like, you guys took your colors from us. I'm like, how in the hell is that possible when we came in the 30s and you guys weren't a team to the 60s? I mean, stop it.
Yeah. Like, not the fan base. I was talking. Absolutely not. We're not
team,
like the fan base.
The team itself.
Team love from people around the world.
I want us to have that team love, but I want it to be homegrown. I want it to be organic, and I'm not really with the bandwagon stuff, but I want us to be one of the most exciting teams to watch because we're good, and we deserve to be watched. You know what I'm saying? So.
I would say it this way: that they're like America's team, like on TV. They're the Kardashians. They're all glimmer and hype and no substance. Mm-hmm. We are America's team, like with a team. You come near us, we'll go kick your ass. There's a big difference between us and them. We are. I prefer us a lot more.
See, I never. I think the Dallas in maybe the 90s were like America's team, where people are rooting for them. All I see now is a lot of people rooting against them now at this point. Mm-hmm. So I think like the Lions took that over to where a lot of people are rooting for the Detroit Lions that are not Lions fans. I'm hearing it all the time. And you're getting the hype from fans as well as media types. I think that's where we're becoming that team now. And I think HBO Hard Knocks really helped out last year, and beating Karen Rodgers in Green Bay and the hype of that winning there with Kirby Joseph taking it from Karen Rodgers and then DJ Chark with the win. I think that showed a lot of love, and a lot of people's like, this team has sucked for years. We need the underdogs to win.